That was the one with Super Android 17. Look at my trucker hat.
Yeah, trucker hat.
Look at my trucker hat.
Red Ribbon Army.
The Red Ribbon Army. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Because my mic's not on.
Your mic is not on yet. That's why.
Because I'm actually we're live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook right now.
Okay. Well, then your mic is now on.
My mic is now on. I can go into the podcast voice. I can go into the sweet dulcet sounds. And as I said, I was on a party this past Saturday, and I was told, Dre's voice is so good, I don't care what he says. Which was kind of like a backhanded insult, in my opinion.
You gonna read the phone book?
Let me open up the phone book here. Bob Greenwald, 10503 Balls Street.
Now we're actually recording just us and not what was going on the news.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
So we're good now.
Damn it, Sam.
Yeah.
Live from Los Angeles, this is Dre's Geek Philosophy, the June 5th edition. We are in June now.
Yeah, summer.
Summer. We are in the throes. We are in the throes of summer. I know officially we are not in summer, but I feel like we are. It certainly, when I was driving around the other day, it felt like it was summer.
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord. Good Lord, it was hot. Holy balls. Sitting in the car all day, Ubering people around.
I think that's actually the climatological
Hot as balls?
term for it.
What?
It was balls.
Balls. The heat was
Like
balls.
when they show the weather map on TV and the news, they just put a little picture of balls.
There's
Southern California.
a couple of nice round testicles. No hair.
Just sweat.
Just sweat.
Oh.
As we mentioned last week, or was it last week? A shorn scrotum, yes. They show a nice shorn scrotum to represent the amount of heat in the fair city of Los Angeles. Or Los Andres.
Los Andres.
San Andreas for the people who love Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah, last week was pretty good. We saw, I feel everyone in this room, I definitely saw Wonder Woman with two people, as always. I have Judgmental Nerd, Pete Molini, to my right.
Hey.
Today, to my left, I have his wonderful girlfriend, Joanna Morales. Hello, Joanna. You're here. And as usual, excessively long executive producer, Sam, the man, Zia, is in the house.
Hello.
Hello, ladies. To take it back to the 90s, the terrible pun of Val Venus, because you know what Venus rhymes with. It rhymes with a planet. You're welcome. But yeah, Wonder Woman came out last week. Everyone here in the room has seen Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. As usual, whenever we do talk about movies that just came out, I'm going to try to remain spoiler-free. But I'm going to express some feelings. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone who went with us to go watch the movie. Good God. But I know the three of us over here. How about you, Samsia? You saw it this morning.
I did see it.
What did you think? Mr. Samsia, let's get your opinion first. We'll go across the room here. We'll go counterclockwise here.
On the scale of every other DC movie that's come out since the last Dark Knight movie, it's by far the best. By far.
Yes. Agreed.
In comparison to the Marvel movies, I would have to put it there a little bit ahead of the first Thor.
Yeah. Oh, no, I will not try to compare this movie. I kind of keep them as apples and oranges, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it was a fantastic movie.
Oh, it was.
I really enjoyed it. Every the hype behind it was appropriate. It was good. I had some issues storyline wise. I was like, come on. But almost everything.
Obviously, we usually, with comic book movies, we have to take everything with a grain of salt. I try to go in as open minded as possible, unless the movie is god awful.
The best part were, honest to God, first 20, 30 minutes of the movie.
Oh yes, everything that was in Themyscira.
It peaked for me early, and it started a slow, very not significant, but a very subtle downhill as soon as the plane entered the scene.
Oh well, yes, obviously, there's some stuff. I'm sure people will have quibbles, but I only have one weird quibble at the movie, but that's kind of a spoiler, so I'm going to leave that. Joanna, you were there with Pete and Good God, I am gassy. You were there with Pete and myself.
gassy.
I am gaseous clay. You were there with Pete
You are a
and I.
A large gaseous object.
Shiny.
Joanna, what were your feelings about the Wonder Woman?
Well,
Get into
If you don't feel like being put on the spot, I can go straight to your man over here on the right. If you want to collect your thoughts, I can throw the football over here, or
well, I liked it.
you liked it.
Dare I say even loved it.
You loved it. Okay.
I actually, comic-wise,
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman isn't really my favorite,
Okay.
but
Right.
from all the incarnation origin stories and all that kind of stuff, that is my favorite that they've went along with, and how they executed when they went from comic to movie.
Mm-hmm.
They went to that transition. That transition was smooth.
Yes,
The
I
only-
agree.
The only one thing I had a problem with, well, the little things, but the one thing I had a problem with was.
Now, is this a spoiler, or is this kind of a general-ish kind of thing about it?
Something that may
Be a
be
spoiler.
a spoiler.
Okay, that's why I left my quibble.
Yeah, that's
I left my quibble on side because
yeah, that's what the gears were going around. I'm like, no.
is it a spoiler? Spoiler? Okay, well.
Yeah, rather than
But
actually
in general,
saying it,
overall,
save it.
you liked, also loved it.
I loved it.
You loved it. Awesome.
I loved it. It made me a fan because watching taking Gal Gadot being all
Wonder Woman and being all
I thought she
badass.
wasn't- I thought she wasn't gonna pull it off, but you know what? She made me a fan.
No, as I've said several times on this show, she was the true MVP of
Yeah,
Batman
she
vs
was.
Superman,
Batman vs. Superman.
and she has proven that she can carry an entire movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was outstanding.
She was
Outstanding
yeah,
as Wonder
and
Woman.
because of that, she made me want to see it. And now that I did, I want to see it again.
Oh, we want more. Pete, what were your feelings?
It was really good, man.
I
It was,
I know I didn't really get to ask you two about your feelings about the movie because we were arguing with a previous podcast guest, or I was arguing with Enrique. But what were your feelings?
That was really good, man. It was really good. I mean, I remember we talked about, early on we talked about, we hope this is good, because DC does not have the best.
Ever since Zack Snyder has put his hands on the
Yeah.
DC universe, it has not had the best track record.
Yeah. And now my big worry is, are we going to kill it with Justice League?
Yep, I've seen those thoughts and feelings on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've built up this goodwill now
Yeah.
with this awesome Wonder Woman movie, and then in about 5 months we're about to dash it all away
That's no way.
when we get to the whatever was created
Yeah.
with the Justice League.
And then they kept it very comic accurate. I mean, which was crazy because there was a moment in Batman vs Superman where we can say it now when the Parademon showed up.
Yeah, when the Parademon showed up.
And you just stared, and we both just stared.
Oh,
at each other.
we made immediate. As soon as the Parademons and Batman Superman, you and I made eye contact, we were like, "Holy shit, they've gone!" I'm like, "They're going full comic."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wait, no, they're going full comic book here. Wait a minute."
Yeah.
And I'd like to say there was a moment just like that in this movie where I immediately turned to you and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Like,
I was even looking at him like, when he went like that, I'm like,
I did the whole little dude. Like,
It's crazy how comic accurate they kept it.
yeah, and even inserting stuff from recent comic book history into it
Yeah.
to try to. I'm really skirting the line of spoilers here because I want people to go and watch this and be and surprised and overwhelmed at some of the I went to a friend's house on Friday night to have a discussion with several of my comic book friends over here on this side of the valley. And and that was the big thing. We're talking about oh my god, it was pretty amazing how they kind of weaved in all these things from the Wonder Woman mythos into the movie, and it was very seamless. It was and then
down to the original stuff to down to like you said to the recent stuff, and it's crazy. And it worked.
and everything worked. I felt like it was a really easy story to follow along with, and then Herbert. I think first and foremost, her portrayal of Wonder Woman. Like, she was naive, but she wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
She had intelligence, but she's still like, she'd never experienced the man's world.
Yeah.
So like when she sees sees the baby or has some ice cream, she was like, oh shit, this is amazing. But still,
Every single scene she was in, she was magnetic. She was
Yeah.
captivating.
Yeah.
she was amazing, and I just
Yeah.
credit to her. I mean, 2 years ago I would have been like, who's this chick? Who's this model from Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
She can't be Wonder Woman. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
And then making it a period piece.
Oh yeah, also it was very reminiscent of Captain America: The First Avenger. It was very much along those lines of like having that period piece of having it set in World War One. And
Yeah, that was a little weird though. It was just like, I guess because you want to extend her backstory now, but like.
it gives them a little timeline. It shows you that she's been around for a very long time.
Wonder Woman was
she's
in
a-
1940s.
Yeah, this is right. Kind of keeping in that, 1940s, 75 years. They kind of like keeping it in that.
Around World War II. So, what was this situated in World War I or World War II?
This was situated in World War One.
That's
This
what
is
I
World
thought.
War One.
That's what
There were no short mustaches.
They were too old and they were hand delivering.
No. No, because it was the first war. It was the war to end all wars, and then we did not see any short fascist men with tiny mustaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're after the Kaiser.
They're after the Kaiser.
Yeah. It was really good, beautiful film, like visually alluring.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was fantastic.
Like all the scenes that Themyscira, all the scenes where they're off in World War One, everything was very appropriate.
Yeah.
Like all of her action scenes were like. It's funny, 'cause, like last week I was going on, like I want to see her chop someone in half, and I think I kind of got too conditioned to our R-rated movies recently. As I was sitting there, as I was watching it with you guys, I was like, oh man, you know what? This is PG-13. She's
Yeah.
not going to cut him in the fucking half.
The whole, like, I want to see her kill some Nazis.
I wanted to see her kill some Nazis. Like she did kill a few Nazis here and there, but it was not as graphic as we've kind of grown accustomed to, thanks to like Logan and Deadpool and all these other R-rated movies. Like yeah, I want to see some blood spilled. I'm like, oh no, she did her fair share of killing.
Yeah.
She see, unlike Superman, who's like, oh, I'm not supposed to kill, except in the Snyderverse he does kill. Batman does not kill, but wait, in the Snyderverse he does kill. Oh, this is one that killing is okay because she's an Amazon.
Yeah.
This is not something where they established in the comic books that
That's the one question that came up with me. It's like, if she's so for protecting mankind and everything, she certainly has no problems killing people.
Oh,
that's
it's kind of what I discussed last week.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like, with her ethos, she should be more along the lines of a Batman kind of character where she wants to preserve life at all costs.
Oh no, but no, it's
she gave no fucks.
no, it's peace through violence, bro.
Killing.
As I was saying, that whole Amazonian code, man, peace through violence. Like that we will enforce the peace by any means necessary.
I'll run a sword through you if I have to.
Right? It's like, oh, if somebody has to die for peace, then that person is gonna die.
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. Something I noticed, because I live right by a movie theater, so I
Right.
see it all the time. It was, and everybody was talking about, oh, this is great, girls finally have a superhero that they can latch on to and everything. That's great, but the thing that hit me was how many boys were taking their parents to see the movie.
Yeah.
At like every crowd that was going in, every time
Yeah.
there was a rush, it was mainly the boys going in to see it, and this hit me as like, oh, well, girls need to get more into it, but at the same time, it was like, it's really cool seeing a younger generation of guys being able to look at women on the same standard as guys.
Yeah, that she is a
That's
hero.
new.
Not like she may be the princess of Themyscira, but she is a freaking superhero.
Yeah, no, that's somebody that like guys
With a
were,
capital
like,
S.
Like if I was a kid going in to see that, I would be all about it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I grew up watching the old Wonder Woman
Right.
show, and like say for example the old Incredible Hulk TV show.
Mhm, yep.
I grew up on that stuff, and as a kid, I was equally hyped about both of them.
Right.
So
Same here.
It's good to see that now it's like, it's not just like a boys' world where only boys can play. Like the boys now recognize just how much the girls can play along too.
Yeah,
And that's-
exactly.
Like that didn't happen in generations past.
Oh no. Like if you're a young man, oh, I like Wonder Woman. Like you're gay. Wonder Woman's for girls. How can you like girls? How can you like a girl's thing? Like, go buy a Barbie. No, this is like,
Wonder Woman was badass.
man, Wonder Woman's badass.
Shit.
Invisible jet, bro.
Yeah, Visible Jet.
No, like, when I was hanging out with some of my friends on Friday night, they have a 6-year-old son, and I guess he's like, oh, Wonder Woman's for girls, and then I was like, no, bro, no, dude, Wonder Woman's for everyone. No,
Yeah.
this isn't a girls movie, and it's not a boys movie. This is an everyone movie. We can't look at these movies as, oh, this is specifically for only one gender. I'm like, no, these movies are for everyone.
Yeah.
And then it should be both ways. Like, girls should not be ashamed for liking superheroes, and equally, a dude shouldn't be ashamed. Oh, I like Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman was cool. It's not, oh, I think she's hot. Oh my god. No. I think Wonder Woman is an awesome superhero.
Yeah.
And she was bad fucking ass in this movie.
Yeah, and she, like, Wonder Woman was badass already for me to start.
Right.
Gal Gadot took it to a different level.
She was awesome.
Fantastic.
She was amazing.
Like, for me, the issues that I had with, like, the film just in general were totally overshadowed by just how awesome she was as Wonder Woman.
Exactly. That's where I like. By no means is it a perfect movie. No, it's not a perfect movie.
No,
but
it's
it was awesome. I'm very guilty of a lot of times where, like, I will forgive a lot of dumb things in a movie because I am enjoying the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And there's other movies that I will obsessively, like, hate because there's some if it's excessively dumb things, a la the love story of Episode 2 of Star Wars Episode 2,
Or the entirety of The Room.
or the entirety of The Room. Oh, good God! When I was at my buddy's birthday party, he was gonna, they had a. They were going to show a movie. They were going to show a movie near the end of the party, and there was a ballot. And then one of the movies on the ballot was The Room, because Chris Ryder is also a lover of The Room.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I remember his wife, like, are you going to stay for the movie? I'm like, there's a 1 in 6 chance I won't. But thankfully, Point Break won. We watched Point Break. Point Break.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
I am an FBI agent.
That remake came and went, huh? Like, I remember
Yeah.
for it, and then
It came out around Christmas and disappeared around New Year's. I mean,
I remember seeing previews for it, but I remember it being out.
What?
I think
X
I saw
Games the
it
movie?
like, on Stars or HBO.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch it. I just saw that was on.
oh god, I remember seeing the trailer the first time. I'm like, what? What? No, why?
Why?
This movie was perfectly bad. Like, Utah, give me 2. Like, some of the people at the party had never seen. Like, this movie was. How do you guys like this movie? Like, the movie is not supposed to be good. The movie is supposed to be entertaining, and that's something I feel has been lost in generations now. It's like a lot of times we sit. Like, I feel a lot of people kind of overanalyze movies and don't just sit back and enjoy the sheer stupidity. Like, for me, a movie like that is Pacific Rim.
Okay.
I love that movie to death, simply because it turned me back into a 10-year-old watching monsters fighting robots, and I'm like, I don't care if there are plot holes the size of a freaking meteor.
I had that same feeling for Beastmaster.
Yeah, Beastmaster. Yeah, but like, yeah, it's those kind of movies where, like, yeah, I don't care if the plot doesn't make sense. Am I having fun? I think that's something that's lost a lot.
I think that for me that was the first Expendables.
Yeah,
Like, it's so over the top and ridiculous, but it's like an '80s action movie.
yeah, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous and over the top on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this is not high art. Not every movie has to be an Academy
Makes sense,
Award.
You know,
It's
it's just, yeah.
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 I really liked the first one, and then the second one, I was like, it's all right.
Yeah, now they're like winking at the camera.
Yeah. And then the third one, it's like, oh, it's his Fast and the Furious. Expendables.
No, it was the Expendables 3, The Quest for More Money.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of those. That's why I'm kind of glad that one of our favorites, Black Dynamite, hasn't gone for another film, because it's like, oh, okay, that first one was just like, oh, silly as fuck, amazing. Yeah. I mean, they did the animated series, but I'm glad they haven't tried to cash grab. I mean, like, to try to like force a sequel because there's a groundswell, people will watch it.
People would watch it.
I mean, granted, no. I will run to the theater. I will run to the theater for a Black Dynamite 2. I mean, oh, hell yeah.
It ended with him fighting Richard Nixon.
Kung Fu Nixon.
Oh, when I got you to Black Dynamite. Oh. And then the ghost of Abraham Lincoln coming in with a freaking karate chop. If you have never seen Black Dynamite, I need you to go watch it. You don't understand.
Like today.
Like after the show.
Yeah, like as soon as possible.
As soon as you can. If you're watching live, don't leave.
Just make sure you keep the volume down, otherwise you might wake up the other bitches.
Hush.
It's like, but I do sell drugs to the community.
But Black Dynamite, I do sell drugs to the community.
I sell drugs to the community.
Cedric Yarborough. And a lot of people don't realize, in the background of all those pimps, R&B artist Brian McKnight.
And John freaking Sally.
John Sally. NBA legend. John Spider Sally. And then R&B superstar Brian McKnight. They're just chilling in the background as extras. Dressed as pimps.
That's how they significant.
And freaking Captain Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo Pimp. I mean, go watch this movie. For as often was mentioned on the show.
Not just Captain Kangaroo in a movie. Captain Kangaroo in a movie as a
Pimp.
You can't beat that.
It's comedic. It's comedic genius.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of things regarded as art, so like next week, it's the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, I thought we were gonna hold off on this one until next week, but oh dude, let's.
No, because of it seems like the likelihood of me going is continually going down. The odds of me getting a badge to go to the show.
Really?
I don't have that cachet, my friend.
Well, I mean, nothing through some of the side projects, nothing like that.
I know I can't use this show to get in the damn.
No, not this. I mean, like, you know.
No, I have no real other. Like, I have no means of. I have people telling me they're going to try to get me in, but I am not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to be like, if people can get me in, cool. If they don't, I'm not going to hold it against them. I'm not going to be like sitting here like, oh man, I was counting on someone. I'm like, no. Like at this moment, like, of course, the 1 year where like now I have a medium for like I've gone 14 years and like did nothing with it other than just go there and just goof off. Now like I have something to be, where I could be at the show and interview people and do all kinds of dumb stuff. And now it's like I'm probably not going to go. LOL.
I'll be there probably.
I know you're going to be there.
Well, no, and that's the thing. I've got a test on that Tuesday. So
oh my God! The test that you rescheduled ended up being on the first.
That day,
You have 2 more days of E3.
And then I also have to work on Wednesday at noon and Thursday at 3. So it's
Rest
like,
in potatoes.
So I'll be probably showing up for a brief moment on Thursday, and that's about it. And it's a shame because they're saying this is going to be a very games-focused E3. But
Well, there's no consoles to be announced
no
other than the
consoles,
Xbox possibly announcing their Scorpio nonsense. But we'll see when because I wasn't going to talk. Well, I didn't want to focus it next week.
How the fans being in there are going to be like first time they've actually let people in, like the normal public.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that whole like where you can buy a badge.
15,000 people showing up that are maybe cosplaying, maybe doing their own.
Oh God! Now you just reminded me why I kind of don't want to go.
Yeah,
It's going to be a shit show.
They're saying they have the E3 Coliseum going on the outside. It's going to be a free for all kind of thing, a minute away from the main hall.
Jesus.
So it sounds like they are really trying. It's like almost like jumping the shark on E3.
Right, but what I wanted to talk about, I was kind of the subject I didn't want to talk about E3 at this moment. I wanted to mention now ahead of E3, Sony made one of the executives from Sony made a very dumb comment today. And I'm sorry for springing this on you. Obviously, I didn't make a format today. We're kind of doing this off the seat of my pants. Today, because a contributor to the show, Jai Polidor, messaged me this. It's funny. He texted me about it as I was reading this article on the internet. Oh. A Sony executive was saying that backwards compatibility is pointless. People don't want backwards compatibility, and then he went further to say like that there was some sort of Gran Turismo event happening somewhere. I don't remember the exact details, and they had all the Gran Turismo set up. They had the OG PS1s and PS2 ones, and he went and say, why would anyone want to play a game with inferior graphics? And that was one of the.
Has he ever played a game that mattered to him?
Honestly, because as it is with any of these mediums, once you introduce corporations and these types of quote unquote suits into it, rarely do you find someone up in control who actually knows about the medium that they are that they are taking care of. I was trying to find a fancier word.
There's a reason why I still will go back and play old Commodore 64 games. It's not a matter of graphic fidelity; it's a matter of entertainment.
Yes, exactly. No, that's a big thing about that, and that's why a lot of people want the option. I've always said that I've said in the past to people who have asked me that when you have backwards compatibility is a bit of a Trojan horse because a lot of people say they want to play old games and they want that option, but most people won't use it. But it should still be an option because there are people who do want to play. Like, yeah, you tell me what Mario game I want to play. I want to play Super Mario Brothers 3. I want to get my little raccoon tail and my raccoon ears and fly. I want to knock over a Koopa Troopa with my cool little raccoon tail. Bloop.
I just beat it the other day on my NES.
Yeah, Mario 3. Yeah, see, but there is and then as was proven this past holiday, Nintendo selling that NES Classic. People want to play old games.
Yeah.
And contrary to this out of touch Sony executive, people don't care about graphics. Yeah. People care about fun. Yeah. That's why I think, and that's why I really feel like it's been lost a lot in this current generation of gaming. That people are more consumed with graphics and frames per second and latency. Where like, if a game is fun, that's what should be most important. If you're having fun while you're playing, that should be the main goal of any game. Enjoyment.
That is exactly what killed Final Fantasy 13. They focused everything they had, insisting on the idea that their fans loved the graphics and loved the story, and would sacrifice the way that the game was played to get that. And they realized after 13 was such a huge flop amongst the fans.
Well, they made 3 versions of it.
Yeah, it's like okay, we're sorry we screwed up this first one. Let's throw out the second one to make up for it.
13.2.
Yeah,
and then they did 13.3, Lightning Returns.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous, and they almost insisted upon their graphics and didn't allow the gameplay to carry it, which is the thing that people loved about the series. Because I mean, shit. The 8-bit stuff, nobody gave a damn about the graphics. It was the gameplay, the story,
clearly,
the feeling.
Exactly.
And they lost that in 13. I think they reclaimed it in 15, but yeah, it was a dark day. Everybody's saying it was a dark time for Square Enix because they insisted upon that model.
Yeah.
Where everybody's going to love their graphics and they're going to show up just for that. When that's not what.
No, and that's what I'm afraid is happening a lot in the industry, where it's too much about. What benchmark can we hit? And let me give a shout out to my boy Crunchy Sashimi on Twitch right now. What's up? Hell yeah, it is all about the fun Crunchy Sashimi. Right now. Oh, and on Facebook right here, KLM aka Bushy mentioning Ratchet and Clank. That was a fun game. I will play all those Ratchet and Clank games on PlayStation because those were fun. I'm blowing up shit left and right. I'm playing this Marvel Heroes Omega on PlayStation 4 right now, and it's kind of a Diablo-ish kind of game. It's hordes and hordes of Hydra agents and AIM soldiers and Sentinels and. They're going deep, man. I fought Brood.
Oh, nice.
Every Marvel faction of bad guys in this game. I fought giant Sentinels and Serpent Men. Captain America's Serpent Men. It is insane. And every boss, I fought the Taskmaster, and he was freaking copied all my moves because he's a dick.
Now I just got Tekken 7.
You got Tekken 7?
That's a game that graphically and gameplay wise had its own style and was already trying to be as cutting edge as possible. And I think that graphically it definitely took a step up, and I know people will argue with me on this one, but I think gameplay-wise it took a bit of a step back just because it tried to implement a feature that was more common in other games series.
Oh, really?
Like Street Fighter or...
oh, really? They steered away from their standard formula?
They went to they have a rage art thing where they basically, and I was playing with our friend Lamar the other day.
Of course.
And they Mario Karted the game, basically.
Really?
You can be losing, and it rewards you for getting your ass kicked because you get to use the rage art and then turn the tide of the match in one move.
That is.
And you can't turn it off.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Fine, implement that if you want, but at least have the option to turn that thing off. It made the game to the point where I'm like, I kind of want to return the game. This isn't the.
So this rage meter. Does it increase the strength? As you're getting your ass kicked, does it make you move stronger? Or
past a certain point, once you're below, I think 25% strength, then it gives you the option to be able to pull this one move out of your ass.
Really?
Yeah.
That is very that's a mechanic from that seems like a very much a Street Fighter, King of Fighters. That's more of like a see like as I don't know if we talked about it on the show or it was off the show. I talked about how like you like Tekken and I like Street Fighter. I'm more of a 2D again this whole 2D 3D. And something I forgot to mention to you. One of the reasons I don't like Tekken is because I feel it's that game you're stuck on one plane literally. Like, there's no jumping in that game. Like every jump is like but it's a bunny hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're like that's like where when I was playing Street Fighter last week. As I was playing, I realized I'm like, oh yeah, I can get up in the air. I'm like, there's a couple of different planes of battle where it forces different strategy. Where that's again that was my issue with Tekken is like it doesn't seem so much a strategy as there is whoever gets first combo off. And now you're telling me, oh, get a combo off. Oh, if that person survives 20% off, they can just pull some sort of special move and fuck your life.
No, I was playing against Lamar, and they're like. Lamar and I always play Tekken League, and
right now you guys have
tends to get more of the wins in the series. But like out of say every 10 matches, I'll get maybe 3 or 4 wins.
It's 4-6, or 4-6, 3-7. But you guys have been playing each other forever. But it sounds like the rivalry of me and Jai and playing Street Fighter.
There was a couple matches where I definitely had him on the ropes, and then he pulls the
rage move,
and I have like. Just over half energy or just under half energy, and that thing just destroys it.
Really?
Yeah, it'll take.
That's not very Tekken.
Exactly. And for me, it's like graphically, it's fantastic. The soundtrack is great. Visually, it's awesome. They shied away from the individual storylines for each character, and they focused more on the Mishima storyline and. That storyline, it made you actually give a damn.
I also heard that Akuma from the Street Fighter series
Akuma's in. Yeah.
See, look, the influence of Street Fighter has infected Tekken more than you wanted.
Yeah,
that is.
And for me, I was like, this isn't your granddaddy's Tekken. I guess I'm I'm behind the times on this. I think it's an inferior product to the original.
And you know and that's the thing. That's something that keeps. I feel that happens to me a lot with certain games where like they put out this brand new shinier version, and I'm like, wait, what? You're adding too many bells and whistles. You're making something that's fun much more complicated.
Yeah.
And complication is not improvement.
Or just making it so that it's like it's literally the Mario Kart of fighting game.
That is, for those who don't understand, Mario Kart, you could be in first place, and all of a sudden, okay, we'll give everyone behind you way better items, and we'll shift the advantage. Like if you're in first place, it's an extreme disadvantage.
Or if you're in last place,
you get all the best items.
You get all the way up to third or second.
You get a bullet, you get the blue shell, you get the lightning bolt. It gives you all the best items to catch up. And
now it's
a rubber band AI is what always been referred to.
Yeah, it's fun for games like Mario Kart because that's part of the.
It's chaos. Yeah. I mean, it is driving chaos. It's not a driving simulator.
But for a fighting game where you're trying to find out skill-wise who's better, one player or another, it just adds an element where like a person who is an inferior player is going to just always have that little ace in the hole. So all you have to do, all you have to do is basically knock your other opponent's health below 50%, and no matter if you drop and you're all the way at the very end, you can use that one move and complete.
Is it like unblockable or as well?
For some of them it is unblockable. It is blockable, but if you're like say in the middle of a combo or something yourself, and that person happens to find one opening, it's one punch and you're gone.
Yeah, see, because I was putting a lot of thought into this whole Tekken versus Street Fighter thing that you and I have discussed before. Like, because Tekken always seemed to be a little bit more technical. Like there wasn't a lot of projectiles being thrown around. Yeah. There was no fireballs or dragon punches or whatever.
And that was the thing that appealed to me was that most of the moves were totally actually doable. Like they followed physics. They used actual, like from the early games all the way through. The moves that you saw were ones that were like, okay, yeah, I could see somebody pulling that move in a kung fu movie or something.
Yeah, I always liked the Fighter King because he did all the wrestling moves.
Yeah,
and he had if you knew all the combinations, you could do all kinds of cool shit.
He would do muscle busters. He would do all kinds of
suplexes and hurricane ranas and all kinds of crazy stuff. And Chanel has joined us on What's Up, Chanel? Since she says what's up, we say what's up back to her. What's up, girl?
We need to shoot 2 more of our...
I ain't shooting nothing right now. No, they're already jumping all over the place.
We got 3 people. We need to
I know we had 3 people watching, but they were all over the place getting in the way of the show last time. As I was saying, no.
He knows you're talking about him.
Yeah, the little guy knows I'm talking about him. Yeah, I'm going to leave you there by yourself. But I'm very surprised that Tekken. It's like because that's a game that's always kind of stayed true to its formula. They've had little tweaks. Like my favorite Tekken has always been. Oh, Chanel, why are you saying sorry? You did nothing. We were talking about the little thing on the screen. My favorite Tekken was always Tekken Tag on the PS2. That was my favorite Tekken.
Tekken Tag was great.
I played like an asshole on that one because I used Eddie Gardo and Hadawang.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah, that was like
the kicks and 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 kicks, and it'd be an unending supply of kicks, and then Eddie Gordo would come in and just break dance. The Capra break dancing. I was such an asshole.
This Tekken also scaled back on the number of characters, so there's a lot of characters like Lei is not in the game.
Really?
There's a lot of people like
Martial Law.
Martial Law is in the game. We still got.
See, I missed the Tekken announcer was awesome. Like
took back a lot,
Martial Law.
One thing that Tekken did was they'd also throw a lot of fun side games in there. Like
Tekken Bowling,
like Tekken Bowling or Tekken Volleyball or Dodgeball.
Tekken Force, where like the PvE game.
Yeah, there's nothing of that in there. And my favorite side thing that they had, team battle. They don't have team battles anymore.
Really?
Me and Lamar would play. We would get.
I remember sitting there watching you guys pick 8 players and just go ham on each other.
Yeah, see, that was badass. And you could also back then control how much their energy meter was. So you could go up to 200%. So the matches would last longer. This one, it's all just very streamlined. If you like fighters, I guess to modern fighters or the style of fighters that are famous right now. You'd probably like this one if you weren't into the Tekken series to start.
So yeah, I think maybe that's maybe what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the game more appealing to a person who plays Street Fighter, to a person who plays more standard. Or I guess maybe they're trying to make it more Evo friendly. Evo being the big tournament, the Super Bowl of fighting games, where every person from around the world shows up to Las Vegas to play these fighting games. But I always thought different is good.
Yeah, for me and this is my personal opinion. Some people may love it. For me, it's made the game one where I just don't care. It's like before I'd be like it would be fun. It was fun playing against Lamar. Now it's like I'm beating him, but I have half my just under half my energy, and he has one sliver left, and all I need to do is hit one kick, and then he unleashes one move, and that's it.
So that's unfortunately I feel like something that happens a lot now.
I didn't, and he's like he right before he uses it, he's like it's in the game, so I'm going to use it, and I was like. Yeah, okay, fine, I'll use it too. But every time I ended up using it, I never benefited from it, like as far as win totals or anything. But it made me feel guilty about using the move.
No, I understand that. Yeah, no, I understand that because it takes a lot of the competitiveness
for me,
out of the
game.
game.
Was like playing against somebody who would do a Dulcine foot sweep over and over again.
Right.
It's just like, okay.
It's like, no. I mean, there's a difference between competing and there's a difference between being obsessive winning. Where, like, if you're going to exploit somebody in the game over and over, I have to win by any means necessary. I'm like, that's not fun. I'm like, like, you just do I found a strategy that you cannot defeat. And I'm just going to keep doing it over and over and over. I'm like, that's not a way to play. I mean, I don't know. But maybe I'm just an old man. Where I'm like, I don't mind losing if it's a good fight.
And that's the thing. There was one fight, the last one that we had, where we both successfully blocked our special moves. I lost, and I was like, see, that I feel better about because it wasn't influenced by just stupid shit. It was
randomness.
Yeah, it was like, okay, fine, I can accept losing without that. That was a good match.
Yeah, like when Street Fighter 4 first came out, me and my best friend Jai, we went out to this arcade out over in Walnut, over by Frank and Sons, back when arcades still existed. Yeah. And I remember I lost every match I fought, but man, I had a good ass time. I was playing against people who were clearly better than me, but it did not feel. It felt like, okay, there's a skill gap here. I have to make up for it. But what was really cool is like I was using a lot of my old strategies from like from the 1990s
Yeah.
that I learned. That's what I learned from like watching my best friend back in middle school, who was amazing at the game. He like this. Imagine a sixth grader showing up at the Vegas arcade and beating a bunch of adults and just not leaving the console. That was my buddy in middle school named Taro. He was an amazing freaking Street Fighter player. He's just like, he just knew what to do. He's like, I have like, he always say, everyone like, oh, you're cheating. I'm like, I got a rhythm. Like, he was just trapping people all the time with guile. It was amazing. He had amazing trap. I kind of run that trap now. I don't run it as well as he did, but I frustrate people. But I was thinking like, I was getting my dick kicked in, but I was having fun.
They keep hitting me in the dick.
They keep punching me in the dick. Damn, Super Android 17, keep punching me in the dick. See, we worked into the show today. Yeah, and that goes back to the original point where it's like, yeah, a lot of people like I think that's a symptom of the generation now. It's like people are more concerned about winning than over having fun.
Yeah.
Something that my friends on PlayStation brought up that they wanted me to talk about in the show today was also free-to-play games.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I feel like that's kind of like a part of this where. If there are games where you can have fun and enjoy them, but once it gets competitive, it's whoever has the biggest wallet or is
Yeah.
whoever's willing to figure out a scheme to win. Like, oh, then all right, this person who spent like $1,000 on this game on a phone game,
Yeah.
free to play but pay to like a lot of games are free to play but pay to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I really, really liked games like Rocket League. It was free for the first month it came out.
Right.
I was one of the ones lucky enough to get it then.
Mm-hmm.
It's $20 now.
But that's different. That's not that's
everything that you and like since I got it for free, it motivated me more to spend actual money on the in-game stuff, even though the in-game stuff has no impact on your car.
Okay,
whatsoever.
so now that's
It's
different.
about how you play.
So that's
Yeah,
different. That's a different
why I
type
like
of
that game. But then there's like other games, like there's a poker game that I play on PlayStation. That's
the Prominence
play
Poker,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. So I like playing that one. I played it last night before I fell asleep. Folded like the last 20 hands because I fell asleep. But there are people who are like the best at it are the ones that are like spending their own actual money to get more chips. And it's
that's great.
it's stupid.
Yeah, certain free-to-play models are good, and certain free-to-play ones are not. This phone game that myself, Crunchy Sashimi, and several of my other friends, Irv, who's also watching on Facebook, we all play the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game. And if you don't want to spend any money, you can enjoy the game. You can unlock your favorite characters. Yeah. You just have to put in a lot of time. You have to play literally every day. You have to try to earn. There's currency that you normally would have to pay for, but the game allows you to earn a little bit of currency every day. So if there was something that you really wanted to get, you could earn it. But there's people in the game who like, I swear, either they're exploiting some sort of thing, they're stealing their parents' credit cards, or they're literally spending thousands of dollars to have the best characters and have them leveled up all the way so that they can be competitively better than everyone else. And that's where I was like, that's insane. Some of these free-to-play games, and there's thousands of these games that are on, on your phones. And now it's really starting to creep into console games, where there used to be a very big divide between where like, oh, you wouldn't have that in console games, where you'd buy a game and you'd play the game and that was it. And I hate to blame the internet, but now that we have the ability to to download content, downloadable content, now I feel like it's moving into a lot of games where, oh, you're not doing so hot, you're not doing too well. All right, how about you pay us an extra $20, $30 and you'll get all the items that you need. And now it's starting to show up in console games now.
Yeah.
Irv on Facebook Live, he said, Killer Instinct has a good free-to-play model where it's a fighting game where like you can unlock the characters you want to use.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like if there's characters that you like, if there's characters that you're never going to use, then you don't have to purchase them. It's a very interesting model, but like it's not like you pay for who you want to use. From that's my understanding of how.
One game that did that, and it's a completely different genre altogether. SingStar.
Yeah.
SingStar used to be on a disc, like 40 songs
right.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And,
they every quarter they release a new like SingStar Pop or SingStar freaking Rock or SingStar. I actually have a bunch of those in a box somewhere.
Yeah, but what they ended up doing was just having the SingStar hub,
where you can just purchase songs you want.
Download whatever songs you want, and that's it. And the hub will play the game. Like that kind of stuff. That's
there's good and bad. Like I said, there is good and bad. There's different ends of the spectrum. Like or a rock band. The songs that you wanted, you can just purchase the exact songs you wanted to play. On your rock band game.
That shit was fun back in the day.
But it's really getting prevalent now. It's like we're like even in Nintendo. Or look, drink. Nintendo they have a game called Fire Emblem. It's a very strategy game. I've come to love it a lot recently on the 3DS. But now they've introduced DLC that you can pay for, which breaks the game. Like, you need to get better stuff for your characters. All right, pay us $10 and you get these special maps, and on those maps, special items will drop. And now you can just plow through the entire game with no problem. Now it's $10 to relieve any difficulty that you had in the game.
The sports games, the EA games, the 2K games.
So you play more. I haven't played sports games a lot in recent memory. How has it affected those games?
Games like 2K, the career mode, when you create your own player, you
That's
can just
right.
go ahead and buy the credits you need to go ahead and build your player without having to earn your way up. So, like when you start, you're rated number 52 or something, and you can buy your way up to a level 90 if you spend enough money.
Yeah, no. See, thank you for reminding me. I'd forgotten about that because when I was working at GameStop last fall, NBA 2K whatever came out, 2K 17 whatever, and I had a dude walk in and throw $100 down for that virtual currency.
For the currency.
And I remember I told him, what, is your player going to be like Super Saiyan Kobe or something? What the fuck?
Yeah.
He's going to put that much money into his freaking player? Like, you're just going to level up tonight. Like,
basically, yeah. And the thing is, people, they say, oh, well, I'm a good player. I earned my way. No, you paid your way up to the top.
That's insane.
To get to the rating that you, to spend $100, you literally have to play the game on My Career mode for 3 or 4 seasons within the career mode.
That is nuts. And
dominating it.
And that's crazy. Like, so companies like 2K, they're raking in the money on these people. I mean, I random GameStop in freaking Linwood, California. Like, these people were buying. He wasn't the only one. Most of the people were buying like $20 to $30 worth of this VC, and this one dude just drops $100. And I made everyone in the line laugh with that Super Saiyan line, but I guess it wasn't that far off the truth saying that, right? He was just goes, "I'm just gonna power up and be fucking."
Oh yeah,
be the best.
Yeah,
be the best. That competitive. You're buying a competitive advantage.
You're buying God mode, basically.
Where it was never. Oh, that's it. It truly astounds me. This modern gaming era. Like there's good things and bad things. We can fix games on the fly now. If something's wrong with the game, they can release a patch and fix it. But and then that's on the good spectrum. On the bad spectrum, there's stuff like this where it's like, oh, fuck it. We couldn't finish it in time for the game. We'll just add it on as DLC. We'll sell it to them for $20. That's a lot. A lot of people look at DLC where like a game like Destiny, where people think, oh, all the stuff that came out in the first year should have been in the game in the first place. And maybe 10 years ago, that probably would have been the case before everyone getting broadband. Maybe all the content would have been contained in one game. But now, a lot of people accuse companies now of holding back content on purpose just to sell it to you later for more money. And say, oh, we got your $60. Oh no, hey, you got to buy the season pass now. Like that was another thing that fascinated me.
Or shit that's already on the disc. But
they have to unlock.
You have to pay to unlock.
Right. No, I know Capcom was guilty of that with some of their fighting games.
That is garbage.
Where the data is on the disc. You're not downloading that data later. No, it's just there. You're just downloading a key to gain access to. But all right. But unfortunately, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here, Samsy. I know you and many other people probably feel it's bullshit. But what a lot of people don't know about these video games that we purchase, especially now, and that's another thing about this internet era. We have never actually owned these games.
We are leasing them with.
No, we are purchasing licenses. If you've ever, because I was a crazy child, I would actually read all parts of the old instruction booklets that used to come with games. Like, we were never buying these games from Nintendo or Sega. We are merely purchasing a license to play these games.
Interesting.
Because remember, these are intellectual properties.
Yeah.
We're not buying property. We have purchased a license to play their software. Their proprietary software. See, in any other field, you would understand, I'm buying a license to play this game. And that's why a lot of companies get really butthurt about the whole used game thing, because we're not selling our games, we're reselling our license to play this game.
Yeah.
And that's where now with companies' abilities to control the games now through the internet, that's where people don't realize. I mean, that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, the circumstances have always been the same, just their accessibility. They can access it a lot more. Like, especially a lot of these sports games, a lot of people get mad. Oh, why do they take away the online? Why can't I play anymore? I'm like, they control the game. Like, hey, we purchase the game, but we don't control it. Yeah. It's still their content. They still own it. We are allowed to play it because we paid them $60, and then they gave us a copy of their game on a disc. And now, because all of our consoles are connected to the internet, they can control our shit now. They can give and take away options whenever they feel like. Why? Because it's their intellectual property that we are playing with. Yeah. And that's why, and then people, like you just said, the uproar, it's like, oh, we have to purchase stuff that's on the disc. I'm like, yeah, this stuff's on the disc. It's their property. And they get to decide when we get it.
And that also, if you remember, just before the show started, we were talking about one of my favorite all-time video game experiences, PT. Once I got my PlayStation, once I sent it in and they didn't send the same one back, they gave me a new one. I lost PT.
Yeah, you lost the Silent Hill PT, which is, for those who don't know, it was a Silent Hill game that was being developed by Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima, but the game was canceled because Konami.
Guillermo del Toro.
And Guillermo del Toro,
and Norman Reedus.
And they're going to release the games called, it's going to be called something else. I'm sure we're going to see it next week.
Game, yeah.
We're going to see it next week, I'm sure.
Death Stranding. But yeah, but that PT game was by far and away one of the greatest video games experiences ever. And you can't get it ever again.
Yeah, because it's their property.
Yeah, they've taken the license.
See, Irv Dagbatema, again, on the Facebook Live, it's the EULA that everyone skips over. See, the end user license agreement. That's something, I feel that's something that about 95% of gamers don't understand. We're not purchasing games, we're purchasing licenses. And then that whole thing, that thing that we never read is like you have to accept. It's like sometimes when you're playing a game, especially a PC game or some game online, you have to read this whole thing, and you have to accept if you want to play.
Yeah.
That whole big legal fucking document, it is telling you, you don't own this. We do. We're letting you play this game.
Yeah.
We can pull this game anytime we damn well please. Why? Because we own it. Even though you paid us money, you have agreed that, yes, this is not mine, this is yours. And we all agree. And then right now, Irv said, it's the license agreement that everyone skips over because you just go, oh, I don't care, I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with video games.
Ta-da!
Right, and then I was saying, Key at Fam. And it's like, oh, let's see, I want to make a ULA having the ownership rights to everything the user agrees to. Oh, I feel like sometimes people like to, and that's where like companies like Nintendo get mad when people try to modify their games or try to, you're like, oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why they ultimately had to come out with games like the Mario game where you get to create
Mario Maker.
Yeah, Mario Maker.
Well, yeah, that's where they can control, but that's the thing, like people always think, oh, I'm not making money on this. I'm like, no, but you are messing with their property.
Yeah.
and that's where a lot of people don't understand that part. Like, the reason we're able to do all this stuff is because they're allowing us to play with their content. Instead of having to go to an arcade and put a quarter in to play their game. Like, oh, we have it at home. We have the convenience of playing it whenever we want. But at the end of the day, we don't own this stuff. I mean, yes, we have physical discs or cartridges that we have and we own, so to speak. And they say the older stuff, there was no way they can enforce any of that. It was nearly impossible for them to enforce it. If someone tried to, copy the game and resell it, then that's where they can get someone who's trying to do that. But if you try to manipulate the game and try to, but now they couldn't do anything about it. But now everything's everything's connected. Oh, if you want to play this game, like Ubisoft, very guilty of this. Even the games where you're not technically online playing against other people, you have to be connected to the internet for certain games, regardless if you're playing just by yourself or with other people. They can monitor it. Yeah. They can see what you're doing. A big pet peeve that everyone has right now on YouTube is like you can't. A big thing that's been going on YouTube is you can watch people play games. Like right out this, we're using this Twitch. Twitch is the biggest provider of provider of I want to watch someone play a game. And I think it's a good service because it allows you to see what a game is like.
Yeah.
That way you can make a wise consumer choice if you want to buy it or not buy it. But Nintendo, being the very old company, and again, like we spent a whole hour a month ago talking about Nintendo does things by their own drum. Like, oh, see, Mike on Mike on Facebook says, why don't they? Because this is the argument a lot of people make. Oh, this is free promotion, but Nintendo has no control over this promotion.
Yeah.
No, it's all about control at the end of the day. It's like, oh, a person can get on and play this Mario game. Oh, this thing's a piece of shit. Yeah. It's like, look how dumb this Mario Party game is. It's so random and dumb. It's like Nintendo has no control over that. No, they're like, oh, no. You cannot be saying these bad things about our products. Yeah. If you're going to be making money, because like, a lot of these people make money broadcasting, and that's why Nintendo's like, no. Like, if you're going to be making money, either you're going to have to give us a big chunk of that money, or it's quote unquote promotion, but they're not seeing any money from it. Yeah, they're like, and then they don't want to pay you. This is like, if they're going to promote it their way. That was a big thing when I was working there. It's like, oh, everything has to be promoted the Nintendo way. Yeah, there's certain ways of that they want to control it. It's like it's all about control. It's all about control. And this whole YouTube and Let's Play and Watch Me Play, that is a lack of control. And Nintendo does not like that. And they don't see it as free promotion. They see it as we are losing control of our product. Our product is being used in ways that we do not like it being used, and that's it's insane to them. But yeah, see, no format.
Yeah.
Who needs a format? Yeah. I can just get in here and fly off the handle here, fly off the seat of my pants. So next week. Hopefully, I'm not counting on being at E3, but if I do manage to, by hook or crook, get into E3, I'll try to do some live videos. I'll try to, corral some people and try.
By a hook or crook?
By hook or crook.
Oh, I was like, about some
I know.
An old prostitute is going to help you get into.
I know I'm 37, but sometimes I say things like I'm 50 years old. I say all these old things because my dad made me watch a lot of movies from the 70s and the 80s, back when I was a child. So I have all this vernacular that confuses people.
I know the term. I've heard it several times. I also just thought you said by hook or crook.
No, I do not know a thieving hooker who will get me in there.
A criminal prostitute. She may rob you at the same time, but she'll get you in.
She does sneak me in through her badge. Oh, I said E3 badge, not badge. No!
Very clever.
So hopefully, if I somehow get in, because man, it's getting hard. Because normally, like in past years, I would say, oh, I'll just borrow someone else's badge. That's something that you would normally do. But they are cracking down on that shit now. Oh, yeah. You gotta show your ID and show, especially on day 3, because they know people are swapping badges. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta do a face off. Yeah, I gotta be like Nick Cage and John Travolta. I have to take my face off. Face off.
You and Sam are gonna switch faces because he can't use his badge.
He can't use your badge. We're gonna switch faces.
Actually, you know what? I think we could get away if I just go and put like a bald head mask on and get close enough to the camera so they can't tell.
What? But so on Wednesday and Thursday, I'm gonna wear a wig.
Hey.
I can just wear a wig, take your ID, and be like, "Hi, I'm Sam Zia. I love now."
No.
What if someone's like proven and hand you like some weed?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to fucking smoke some weed, bro. Fuck corporate jobs. It's like, well, I guess I'm not passing a drug test anytime soon. Hold on, I need to go wash my face.
Yes, thank you. Wow.
Oh, Chanel on Twitch asks, how far are you willing to go to get an E3? I don't know. It depends. Am I going to have to kill someone? Figuratively or literally? I don't know. See, the thing, again, as I've always said, I feel like I've taken for granted all these years I was able to just waltz in and just do whatever I want. Well, I'm at E3, la la la. And that was the first year where I'm like, oh.
It would be good to be at E3.
Like, I know, it's like I should have been doing this podcast for years, god damn it, but no. I'm not getting into my mental state, because I saw a perfect article I posted on Facebook today where this is perfect. Is that like I am ambitious but depressed at the same time, and those things clash constantly.
Oh
Like,
yeah, nothing is the bigger like it cuts the Achilles tendon on ambition more than depression. That just knocks it right out.
yeah, that's like I have no motivation because I'm depressed, but I'm depressed because I have no motivation. No, that was one of those where I saw, I'm like, oh, God, that's my current life in a nutshell.
No, it feeds itself. That's why.
It's like it's an Ouroboros.
That's why I want you to get out and do more stuff that you are uncomfortable with, because your comfort zone leads to you being
That is my.
Do more uncomfortable shit, it'll make it.
You constantly make me uncomfortable, Samzia.
That's why I like being around me.
I have to show people a doll where you make me uncomfortable.
This is true.
This is true.
By the way, they translated on the Funimation Network. They translated Shimonetta into English.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's a sex-based anime.
Well, it's not sex-based. It's
It's
obscenity-based.
obscenity, pornography,
Obscenity more than anything.
What did you say, Adam?
anime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anime.
It's
The protagonist wears panties on her face,
yeah, and it's all about like
trying to get people to watch pornography because
Yeah.
pornography has been banned. In another world, in an alternate universe, pornography has been banned.
not just pornography, obscenity.
obscenity.
Bad words, and like
All obscenities and pornography
even if you
have
write
been
a bad word,
banned
it's being
in the
observed
free
and you will
world.
be arrested.
You have to wear a necklace that monitors anything you say or look at. But there's a brave warrior, a rebel who's trying to bring back obscenity to Japan.
Hey, and another brave superhero who is a woman.
Another brave superhero woman who's trying to make everyone uncomfortable by getting them out of their
Yeah.
anti-obscenity comfort zone.
I am your Shimonetta.
See, Sam, when I was like last summer when I was the first stint of my unemployment, I was like hanging out at his house, and he's like, "You need to watch this." I'm sitting there, I'm like, "What the fuck am I watching?" I'm like, normally I'm pretty comfortable saying really lewd and awful shit. I mean, you two definitely know I say a lot. I can be pretty obscene, and for the sake of comedy, of course. But I was sitting there watching the show, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, Sam?
It's a show so
Like
good.
even I'm slightly uncomfortable, and it takes a lot to get me uncomfortable.
Like other people I've shown it to are like, dude, you had to have written this. Like when they because it is right up my alley.
Figuratively and literally. Hey-o. Now,
Yeah, and the translation is hysterically funny. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Go watch.
yeah, Shimonetta. I mean, I guess Google panty anime, but you can always follow the show at facebook.com/Dre GP Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Dre GP Podcast. I'm poor at tweeting. You can always follow Sam Zia.
You didn't shave your head today.
I didn't. Oh, yeah, today I did not shave my head. I was lazy. I did not groom it all today. You can follow Sam Zia
My
at
head
Sam.
looks like my cheek.
At SamZ570. You can follow Pete Nalini at nostalgic_books.
Comics.
Nostalgic_com. I always.
Did I throw you off by comparing the top of your head to my face?
Actually, no. I was trying to remember. Joanna, yours is what? Veggie eating hippie?
Yes.
Veggie eating hippie.
Nice.
She likes the veggies.
Thank you.
For my awesome staff, for our awesome guest, I am Dre Cervantes. You have been listening and or watching Dre's Geek Philosophy. Thank you. I love you. Good night, Facebook.